Hello, everyone. Oh, my voice. Hello. Hello, everyone. It's Friday. Ah, yes, it is Friday indeed. I do love a Friday. I don't know about y'all, but Fridays are very special to me. I think it's because things get changed up. I'm not really in the dye studio much. I'm busy doing other things, and yeah, it's a nice change of pace. Plus, it signals the weekend, and I get to see y'all. So yeah, welcome. It's Friday. Oh, Anne is here. Hello, and Valera. I love it. And Linda. Hello, Linda. I'm Laura Blair. Let's see. And you motivated me to start my cables journey. I love that. That is so cool. Hey, Katrin. Let's see. They just looked harder than I expected. Yeah, cables aren't hard. That's not the reason for my ambivalence towards them. Hey, Deb. Happy Friday indeed. And Deborah Sue is here, and Diane Scarborough. Hello. I'm glad to have you here. And Jill is here. Happy Friday indeed. It is a happy Friday. Our weather is warming up here, I have to tell you. I went for a walk this morning, and it was foggy out, and yeah, and then the sun, burned it off, I guess is the right way to say it. And so now it's all sunny, and I think we'll be up in possibly either in the high 70s or low 80s. So anyway, I hope the rest of y'all are having okay weather where you are. Hey, Donna, glad to see you. All right. I saw some of y'all last night. I know I did in Dying to Knit. We had a good time. I'll show y'all later what we came up with, what I came up with last night. I didn't come up with it last night. Never mind. I'll show you what we did. Heat wave in Syracuse, Tish says it's 28 and not snowing yet. Yes, that is a heat wave for you. All right. So how are y'all enjoying the Olympics? Are your favorite people winning, or your teams are they getting the gold? I have to say, Bo found most of what I wanted to watch on our cables on demand, fortunately, because there was one night that we were sitting there after dinner, and we're usually in bed. I mean, we head to the bedroom around 8:30, and he watches some YouTube videos and I read, and then, it's lights out. But we were sitting on the couch, and he said, I think it says that downhill skiing, ice skating, and something else are coming on tonight. So we sat there for like 2 hours, and it was mainly just downhill skiing. And we saw, I think, Breezy take the gold, which was awesome. But we did not see any of the ice skating. So then the next night he looked on demand, and we found some of the ice dance performances. And yeah, we saw where the French team took gold. But the two that I was rooting for took silver, the Maddie and Evan from the US. So, and I have to say, one person, one of my Peloton instructors, she was actually, I think she was doing some Super Bowl thing, and she made the comment, and I'm going to say it wrong. She didn't say it like this, but the point was that, rooting for someone else's team or being happy for someone else's team does not lessen your own team. And I thought, that's so true. And that's such a good attitude to have. And I have to say that the performances that I watched were just crazy. The team performances and stuff, just amazing. And yeah, the artistic, and obviously the athletic ability behind it is just crazy. I tell you. Some of them, it just gives you chills to watch the stuff that they are doing. So, all right. So men's free skate is up next on USA and Peacock. Okay. That's good to know. Yeah. I have to tell you, I think if it weren't for us being able to do on demand, I probably wouldn't see half of them, because I think they come on at times where I'm usually doing something else. So anyway, yeah, it's good stuff. And then also Loveuary. Has anybody, I guess there would have been only one Loveuary movie so far. I wrote it down because I haven't had a chance to watch it. So on demand to the rescue again. I think the first one was called The Way to You. And then tomorrow night's is called Because of Cupid. So I wrote them down because I want to make sure that I watch them at some point this weekend. But yeah. So anyway, all the good things are going on. Did anybody watch the Super Bowl? I don't even know who won. We did not watch it, I have to say. Tish says, what are you wearing? This is the Anchors tee by Petite Knit. This is the DK version that I knit up in Young Woo was the colorway, and which was a speckled black. It's got black and brown and not brown, black, gray. It seems to me there was some brown in here, but it's not a brown, like you don't see brown. What you really see mostly is just gray, honestly. But anyway, she's got this is the DK version. She's got a fingering weight version. She's also got a long sleeve version. I recently saw someone wearing a long sleeve version. Oh, Seattle won. Okay, very good. Nice. Good for them. I'm glad. Oh yeah, very dangerous. That's true. Yeah, I can't imagine. And the downhill skiing that I saw, they were going upwards of. There was one that I think reached 80 miles an hour on skis, and I'm like, this is just crazy, craziness. I can't imagine all the time that goes into that. That is what you're planning to knit using the Sweet Treat fade set. I love that, Jill. That's awesome. Okay, very good. That's going to look good, I think, for sure. I did alternate strands on this one. I don't remember how many skeins I used, 2 or 3. And like I said, I did alternate skeins, but someone else knit the shirt in the same colorway, did not alternate, and basically it looked exactly the same as mine. So let's see. Donna, breathtaking Super Bowl ad by Budweiser involving a baby eagle, and a Clydesdale colt. I have to say, normally that's what I watch the Super Bowl for, is the ads. Those ads are phenomenal. So, but usually you can go on YouTube too and see them after the fact. So I might have to do that since we didn't watch it this year. I'll have to go look up the ads and check them out. They're my favorite part. All right. What else do we need to get out of the way? Okay. Our February fiber challenge, y'all have been making awesome things. And I know some of y'all make stuff all the time and don't post it, but I encourage you to post your charity works, so that projects, so that you can, who knows, maybe you'll win something. In fact, I'm going to show you the prize. For once, I will show you the prize before we reach the end of the month. So I'll talk more about this again later. I've said it before, I'll say it again. I absolutely just love holding a strand of fluffy lace, which is Surrey and silk lace weight, with a strand of whatever, another yarn. It just adds an extra layer of squishiness. So I pulled out, this is Pretty in Pink on fluffy lace, and then a strand of Pretty in Pink on Trusty sock. So whoever wins the February fiber challenge will win these 2 skeins. You don't have to use them together, obviously, but if you want to, you can. So that will be. All right. So let me set these aside. Then I'll get confused and sold. Linda, you like the puppy bowl. Yes, I have a Facebook friend who always posts an announcement that puppy bowl is on. So cute. I love that. Hello, Karen from Tulsa. Glad to see you on here. Diana, is that a good sub for mohair? Yes. It is. Definitely. In fact, that was why I chose that over mohair because it has a nice halo like mohair does. But some people find mohair to be a little itchy. And I feel like mohair, the projects that I have, when I wear my mohair stuff, I feel like there's a little more fuzz escaping. Like I wore a scarf the other week when we had our cold spell. And but when I went for a walk and I wore it, and I remember thinking it's like I got fuzz on my face because it was like fuzz was escaping. I don't know if it was just that particular project. I don't have enough mohair to really know that, and it's not that the fluffy lace doesn't shed. All yarn sheds. I mean, if you don't believe me, come out to the dye studio and there's just wool everywhere. I have to constantly vacuum it up and clean it off the filters. And of course, I see more of it because I'm constantly processing yarn. But, when I cake yarn and when I cake the fluffy lace, on the table, there will be some fiber, left over. So they all shed to some extent, but it just seems to me like mohair, a tiny bit more. And then also mohair can be hard to tink back. It's very sticky onto itself. And the suri is not as sticky. So it's much easier to tink or rip out if you need to rip it out. So I just feel like the suri it's just more flexible. I can't think of the word that I'm trying to reach for here. But I just feel like it suits more people. And I have to tell you, that's one of the things in my booth. Most of my samples, whenever I knit, has a strand of fluffy lace or two being held with something else. And people constantly comment on how soft and squishy it really is. Yes, much more user-friendly. Thank you. That's a great way to say it. Hey, Susan, did I hear? Oh, no, you're sick at home today. Ugh. Well, I'm glad you're catching me live, but I hate that you're sick. Yeah, Bo caught a little something. He was a little stuffy this week. And I have a protocol of things that I take to keep from getting sick. So there's no smooching Bo while he's sick. None of that going on for sure. So, all right. Are we ready to change gears? I have some fun projects to show y'all this week. I don't have as many as usual, but the ones that I have are really, really good. This one, I loved seeing this. Star knit this. She said it's a basic beanie. And I'm not sure, there's a bunch of basic beanie hats on Ravelry. So I don't know if she just meant it's a basic beanie hat that she knit up, or is the pattern called basic beanie. But she did it for her church ministry, and she said it's a Carolyn creation from her stash. It looks a little bit like forest, but you never know. Could be something else. Anyway, I love it. Looks good and warm and soft and squishy. All right. And then Anne is knitting up a pair of socks. She said using Santa's Acid Trip highlighter and Screamin'. So Screamin' is what she would have used there on the cuff, and then highlighter is what she's got going on for the heel flap there. This is such a great colorway for socks and all the things. I'm trying to think. No, I do still have some. I was going to say I'll have to get some more dyed up because that's a big seller at events. All right, moving on. Cindy has knit up another Melt the Ice hat. This is at least the second one that I've seen from her. Knowing her, she knits so fast and does multiples of things. So this might have been more than that for her, but she did it on velveteen and trusty sock this time. And probably has plenty of yarn left over so she can make something else as well. And Billy loved this. This is the Summer Peaches scarf. She said that she used Swan Song on trusty sock. So this pattern, by the way, I wanted to talk about it briefly. It's a free pattern, and it's long and thin. So if you like to wear your shawls like I do as a scarf, a decorative scarf, then it's perfect for that. It does have lace work in it. I was looking at some of the pictures, It's actually, I saw some pictures where some people used a wild and crazy variegated skein. So if you're someone who likes to knit with that kind of a colorway, but doesn't just want to do plain stockinette or garter stitch, then this is a cool pattern to do it with. Just keep in mind, you're not going to see the lace, your yarn overs and stuff like that as much, because it does have a pretty lace pattern in it. But it's perfect for, like Billy used, just a speckled, actually it's not a speckled colorway, but a variegated colorway. It's not a wild and crazy one, but if you like to see your lace work, then that's not going to be the pattern for you. I hope that makes sense. Anyway, it is free. So when I was on Ravelry getting the link, I was like, "Ooh, I put that in my library because I just might want to knit that at some point." So yeah. All right. So moving on, I have some things to show you. I worked on 3 different things this week. Believe it or not, I know, hard to believe. I did make a little bit of progress on my baby blanket. Dun, dun, dun. Garter stitch just goes so fast. And I wanted to bring it up again because I forgot to tell y'all something about it last time. The pattern is from Pearl Soho. It's called the Super Easy Baby Blanket. They have it. They showed a picture of it. Whoever designed it knit it with stripes, which you can do. But I'm just doing it one color, and I'm also making it a tiny bit smaller so that it's more for like a preemie. One thing I wanted to say, they have a note in the pattern that says to get the same nice, neat edge, just slip the first stitch of every row knitwise with the yarn in back. And that's not right. So actually, in this particular case, what you want to do to get that nice edge, instead of getting the bumps at the edge of every row, you actually want to slip it purlwise with the yarn in front. So exactly the opposite of what they have. And I'm surprised somebody didn't catch that in the pattern. So anyway, yeah, if you think you might want to knit the pattern, keep that in mind. Because I wasn't paying attention, did what they said. And after the first couple rows, I was like, oh, shoot, there's the bump, and realized they had it written wrong. So keep that in mind. All right. The name of the free pattern, it is Summer Peaches. I forget the name of the designer, but if you look up Summer Peaches, if you do a Google search, Summer Peaches Ravelry, it comes right up. Thank you, dear. Yes, Summer Peaches scarf, actually. Oh, look, and there's the link for you too. I love it. Thank you, dear. All right. I also managed to get the heel done on my Fleece Your Feet socks. I got to tell you what, the shadow wrap heel on a pair of DK socks goes so stinking fast. Oh my gosh. So there's 48 stitches to my sock because I'm doing the medium. And that means half the stitches, 24, are being used for the heel. And if you know the shadow wrap heel, you know that you divide it into thirds, or as close as you can to thirds, which 24 divided by 3 is 8. So that means there were 8 stitches on one side, 8 stitches on the other, and 8 stitches in the middle. Yeah, and it went so fast. It's amazing the difference. Normally, if I have to do like 11, 11, and 12 or something like that, or 12, 12, and 12, it just seems like it takes forever. Not forever. Actually, the shadow wrap heel is still the fastest heel that I have been able to find. I wonder if that's part of the reason I like it. But it does also fit really good. So it's a win-win. Anyway, the Fleece Your Feet pattern, as I wrote it, it calls for a German short row heel. And so I have supplemented in here for me the shadow wrap heel, and I love it. I did notice, and I have been noticing this, I do still get for me, a tiny hole on one side, and I never remember where it's at. And it doesn't look too bad here. Well, now I'm not seeing it, but I know I have in the past, which and I don't know if it's something that I'm doing. I should probably go back and watch Earth Tones Girl, her video, just to see if there's something that she says. Yeah, because now I don't see the hole. I thought I saw it. Maybe not. Well, would you look at that? I guess I don't have a hole. Anyway, in the past, I've sometimes seen a little bit of a hole that I just go back in and, weave it shut. So anyway, yeah, so I've shown you all this one before. I'm using sand cherry on fluffy sock, hubba hubba, and plum latte on trusty sock. So gorgeous. Love it. Love it. Cannot wait to wear those. And then I cast on a new project. I told you all about it. I was actually waffling between casting on the frost lines and a skirt. So I don't know if y'all know this. For a long time, I've been wanting to knit a skirt. And every time I see someone at an event with a knit skirt, I'm like, oh, I've got to make one. So I have the pattern. I know the one that I want to make. I forget what it's called. And I almost cast it on instead. Hey, Jana, happy Friday. But I decided to go ahead and do the cardigan. Linda, have you tried the heel in the vanilla is the new black sock pattern? Oh no. I'll have to, vanilla is the new black. I love that. Is that a Summer Lee pattern? Because I know you're a big Summer Lee fan. Where's my pencil? Oh, here. Let me write it down. Vanilla is the new black. There's plenty of heels out there that I have not yet tried, like Fish Lips Kiss. And I want to say there's another one that I haven't tried. So there are some that I have never yet tried. But once I found the Shadow Wrap heel, I was like, oh, I might be stuck for life. Okay, so I talked about this last week. This is the new cardigan from Andrea Mowry. And you can do it cropped or longer lengths. She gives you the measurements or the, yardages for both. And it has some cute stripes. So there's a couple of things that I did. The first thing that I did wrong, all the ways that Carolyn went awry so quickly. So the first thing that I did was I knit my swatch. This is Plum Latte. You notice that my swatch is the kind that emulates being in the round. I didn't need to do it in the round. It's a cardigan. You go back and forth. Okay. And I didn't even think about that until after I had already knit it. It was blocked. And then, of course, we have all of the issues that I've talked about with my gauge swatching. And that is that I tend to knit looser when I'm gauge swatching than when I'm actually knitting the pattern. So in the past, that has bitten me in the butt. And when I counted my stitches, I was like, okay, my row count was perfect. I was spot on. My stitch count, I was a little bit off. And according to what I measured, I should have tried going down a needle size. But I was like, no, I've done that in the past. And then I end up with not quite as much ease as I would like. And in this pattern, she recommends 0 to 6 inches. I think she says here she's got 5 inches of positive ease going on. And I do want it to be a little bit, to have some ease in there. So, yeah. So I did not go down a needle size. I'm using a size 7. And, oh, interesting. Deb says there's a toe up and a cuff down version. I like that in that sock pattern that we were talking about. Okay, so what I did, first of all, I should mention, it is a worsted weight pattern. So I think I told y'all I wanted to do a sample in Starry Sock. So this is Plum Latte in Starry Sock. Look at those sparkles. And I'm holding it with, you guessed it, Plum Latte on fluffy lace. So, and the squish factor, you guys. And so the pattern calls for 2 contrasting colorways. It's hard to tell, but those pink stripes in there are actually 2 different colorways. And I realized the way she wrote the pattern is very clever. I decided to go with one color, which is burnt butter on starry sock, only one, and I'm not holding it double. I decided to go, just to try a little bit of a different texture. So here it is. I've cast it on, and she actually has this great chart that you can use to for your size. You pick your size, and then literally it's a way to keep track of what row you're on. Should you be using your contrast color and which one? Because she has it color coded. And one of the things that I realized, so cleverly done, so you do your 2-row contrast color stripe in between 5 rows of the main color. And because you're going back and forth, so for example, and this is another way that I went awry, by only using one color. So here you can see I've ended, my main color is down here, and I need to start with my contrast color, but my contrast color is up here. Well, I realized if I were using 2 contrast colors the way that she had said, and I noticed that she did say you could carry up the side, which I did, carried the main color up the side, but I'm not able to do my contrast color. However, if I had used 2 colors, the first one that I'm getting ready to start with now would have been down at this end. And then by the time I got down here where I'm ready to start this one, it would have, you know what I'm saying? So because I'm only using one color, it ended up down here, and I'm going to have a bunch of cut ends that I have to weave in as I go. Either that or use 2 strands. I could do that, have 2 strands of the same color, but I'm not sure that I'll do that. I'm used to weaving in ends. So I'll just, I'll just weave in ends. And of course, I now need to switch to a bigger needle already because I'm getting ready to increase my way right on off of this needle. So, but look at that, y'all. Even look at all the sparkle, even being held with fluffy lace that you see there. And then, of course, the burnt butter looks great. It's a great contrast in there. So, yeah, I agree. That's going to look great. Hello, Just Lucy. Glad to see you. That is a lot of highs. Okay, so Linda says it's not Summer Lee, LOL. It's Anna Fletcher. Okay, I think, is that Anna? Yeah, I will find that and I'll look it up. That's cool. I didn't mean to imply that you only knit Summer Lee patterns, but I know that you like her, and I do too. She has some great stuff. So what else? It seems to me there was something else that I was going to say about this. It's a great, oh, here's the chart. I'll show you real quick. Like you can see, I've got my little check marks and I'm just going right down. I think I counted them. I've got like 60 rows total to do before I split for the sleeves. So that's not too bad. You think 12 divided by 5. So I'll have like 6 ends to weave in before I get to the sleeves. Let me think about that. Yeah, I don't know. I have a feeling I might get tired of weaving in ends by the end of the body and all that, but we'll see. Maybe I'll find out. I don't know, something else that I'm going to do with it. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. But I'm loving the look of it, and I'm loving knitting it. She doesn't even have any short rows. You just go right into your raglan increases and all that. It's time for a dinette set delivery. All right, Laura, very nice. I like it. Okay, so that's my, that's what I'm working on. And I've got 3 patterns all at once now, which is a little anxiety provoking, but that's all right. Oh, a great cable tutorial. Is that in the vanilla sock pattern? Huh. Or are you talking about Summer Lee? I'm curious. I don't really do a lot of cables these days because I don't know. I think I'm more into give me a straight stockinette stitch. You know what I mean? All right. And I figured, I did the math. I'm going to need, I believe, yes, 2 skeins of the Starry Sock Plum Latte and 2 skeins of the Fluffy Lace. So, because I'm doing a size 4 is the size that I went with. So we shall see. And then I only need one skein of the burnt butter. So yeah. Okay, moving on. What is new in the shop? Well, let me tell you, I've been doing some updating. I've been, as I am dyeing up other, special orders and wholesale orders and things like that. If I need something in the shop, I dye it up at the same time. So there's been a lot of restocks in the shop that I haven't really talked about, but like Velveteen keeps being updated, Pomp and Circumstance. And then I'm also, as I've been able to financially, I've been stocking up certain collections. Like my worsted collection has more in it right now. And plus this time of year, people want more worsted stuff. So if you're interested in that, take a look through the worsted collection. There's some there. Trusty Sport. If you're looking for sport weight, I just this week put sweet cherry pie and sand cherry on Trusty Sport. So those are in there. I'm trying to think if I did others. And that's another collection that I don't keep a lot of yarn colorways on, but as time goes on, I'll update those more. And then I also did more of Bloom Where You're Planted. I did it on actual Trusty sock, not the virtual. The virtually Trusty sock, but this is the true Trusty sock as we know it. I put it on there, and then I also put it on a silky sock. I just did a reel. We actually did it a couple days ago, but I posted a reel today with Morgan and the headband that she made out of this. I was actually looking, oh, Summer Lee. Okay, good. I'm glad to know that. Yeah, I will definitely check that out. Oh, is that where you learned your cable? You got your cable instruction from? Very good. Okay, so I was looking at this pattern here. I think I got an email this week, and Stephen West was highlighting this pattern. It's called Clockwork. It's basically a long, skinny scarf. But this is such a great pattern. You can see there, it's 2-color. And it's fingering weight. And so here in this picture that you're looking at there, he's used a speckled colorway and a solid colorway. And then there's also other versions to give you an idea of what it looks like. Here's what it looks like. It's a long, like I said, a long, thin, beautiful scarf. You can kind of elevate it a notch by using 2 tonal solids, kind of makes it a little more sophisticated looking depending on what you're going for. But I really liked this one because it shows the speckled and the solid together. So I was thinking, I was like, ooh, when I saw the email, I was like, how great would Bloom Where You're Planted look with berry, or even something like Go Big or Go Home. You could really, I mean, there's enough colors in here. You could pick a nice green that you like and pair it with that, or even a teal color, a nice purple, because there's some purple in there. You could just totally pair it with so many different tonal solids and make one of those. So anyway, yeah. So I thought I'd highlight that pattern. I know, I agree, Deb. It is beautiful. The pattern. Well, the yarn's pretty too, obviously. All right, so I'm going to show you all. A lot of times I get them shipped out, so I don't get to show you all what we dyed up in Dyeing to Knit. So we are currently on a road trip of wildflowers across the United States. So right now we are focusing on the Southeast region through March, and then April, May, and June will actually switch to the Northeast. I was telling my Dyeing to Knit people that I just planned out. I picked flowers for the next, for those 3 months the other day. So that will be opening, that subscription Dyeing to Knit will be opening up again if you're interested, probably next week. So keep an eye out for it. So currently, being in the Southeast, last night's colorway was inspired by the scarlet sage plant. And as I was telling them, the scarlet sage plant apparently It comes, I don't know. It's hard. As I was telling them, I'm not a botanist. It's hard for me to say I'm afraid I'm saying it incorrectly. But anyway, this sage species comes in lots of different colors. And I didn't want just a plain red colorway, much to Karen Gutowski's disappointment. So I wanted something with some added dimension, something to show off a little bit of my dyeing technique. So I got some of the other colors, including there's a summer pink jewel and a coral nymph, and then there's also a purple salvia. And so I combined all of those into one lovely colorway. And so that is the colorway that I dyed up for them last night and that is being shipped out to them. So, and that is I just called it Scarlet Sage. So on pre-order, and this is open to everyone, even if you're not in the Dyeing to Knit group, on pre-order, I have two beautiful coordinating colorways that I think would just be lovely with so many things. But this one is a coral speckles called Coral Nymph, inspired by that lovely flower. And then the Summer Jewel Pink, which is inspired by that lovely pink flower that comes with that. So those two are on pre-order for the next week or so. And across multiple bases. If there's a base that you want that you don't see, I think these would be, just absolutely gorgeous on fluffy lace. And I don't have that in the shop. I don't have it in the listing. So if you want it, just email me, because when I do a pre-order like this, it's easier for me to do a one-off, than if you email me and say, hey, I need a special order. Because when I do a special order, you're potentially the only one who's getting that. But because I'm doing, others, if that makes sense, other skeins, then it's easier to do a one-off. So if you want a skein of fluffy lace or fluffy DK, or I think like fluffy sock, none of those are in there. So just let me know and I can get you an invoice emailed, because these are absolutely gorgeous. It reminds me, someone at one time suggested that I do a mini set of it was a long time ago and I don't remember who it was, but I remember them saying, oh, you should do a mini set of very light speckles in a rainbow of colors. And when I saw these two, I was like, maybe I should get on that. Just because these are just, I love them so much. Like, I think I might have to dye some up for my stash and do something with them. Anyway, so that's in the shop. I think that's it. I've been busy dyeing up wholesale orders and restocking the shop. So good stuff going on. I've had a lot of special orders coming in from all of you, which I appreciate. I love to do a special order. So if you've got a project in your queue and you need some yarn that's not in stock, just let me know. What else? I think that's it. Okay, so a couple of important announcements. First of all, I am looking right here. It's hidden at the mystery pre-order for Bridgerton. I'm not going to show you because the post office came and collected them this morning, the ones that are ready to go out. The last of them will go out early next week, not Monday. I think that was the date that was in the listing, but Tuesday, because Monday is President's Day and the post office is closed. So they won't ship on Monday, but Tuesday is at the latest. All of them will have gone out. So next week, I will show you a sneak peek of the Bridgerton mystery colorway. I fell in love as soon as I dyed up the first pot. I knew I had a winner. I was like, unlike another project that I'm working on, I was showing my Dyeing to Knit group last night that I have now done 2 practice pots and I'm still not happy with this colorway. So I'm going at it again. But anyway, as soon as I dyed up the first pot of this one, I was like, yep, that's it. It's gorgeous. So for all of you that pre-ordered, it's Jana, I have to tell you, when I saw, I think Vo was there, because I said to him, I said, Jana just did the mystery pre-order. I can't believe it. I had to almost sit down in a chair because Jana does not like pink, y'all. She was hoping for no pink. I'm not saying a word, Jana. My lips are sealed. I hope for your sake there's no pink. Anyway, you'll find out soon because yours went out in the mail. All right. I'm just teasing Jana, by the way, y'all. She's a great customer, and I love Jana. All right. Next week, 1 week from tomorrow, I will be at the Common Thread over in St. Pete doing not a full-on trunk show. I'll take as much as I can. And then, and anybody can come. We'll be there all day for that. That's open to everyone. So we'd love to see you. And then I'm also doing a sock blank dye experience. There are 3 time slots. I believe 2 of them have sold out. So there is 1 time slot left. I think I put the link in the newsletter. So check that out. And yeah, I hope to see you. It's going to be a good time. We always have fun with that class. We just do. And what else? And then after that, the week after that, in 2 weeks, I will be at Scenic Stitches. So yeah, I'm so excited. I don't think I've been to Chattanooga yet. So I'm thrilled to be going there. And I think that's it. So yeah, in fact, I got my information, got an email from Scenic Stitches last night on our load-in times and all of that good stuff. So I'm excited to go. Bo is hoping for some cooler weather, as always, as he always is. And yeah, so anyway, hey, I hope that you all have a good rest of your weekend. Keep up with your Olympic stuff. And yeah, I will be here next week, same time, same channel. And Morgan will be back next week to show you her marigold tea. She's making good progress, but decided to wait until next week to show you where she's at. So she'll be on next week to show us where she's at with that. So thank you all so much for watching. I appreciate it. If you haven't subscribed, I would love for you to do so, and definitely hit the like. All of that helps me out, and I appreciate it. All right. Bye, everybody.